Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Author on Fire. I'm Ashley Mansour, founder of LA Writing Coach and our publishing company, Brands Through Books. I'm so excited because today we have an author with us. Her book, it's gonna catch fire, everybody. Like, it's going to blow up. Her name is Julie Marrast. She's written an amazing book for parents and their kids called Different Than Your Parents. Julie, welcome. It's so good to have you. How are you doing? How are you feeling?
Really excited. Yeah. So excited. It's been a long time to have this book inside of me, and now it's out to the world. And I just feel so grateful to be able to help other people.
Ah, it's an
Really
amazing
excited.
book, and I know readers are going to love to pick it up and check it out. We said a key word there in the opening, feeling. Tell us a little bit about feelings and this book.
Well, I'll just even tell you about a little bit of the process to write this book. I had to feel a lot of feelings. There's a lot of negative beliefs that come up from being authentic and being vulnerable and putting yourself out there. So every step of the way, I had to feel my emotions and then take the next step. And when I relate that to parenting, in my journey, I found that the more that I take time to experience my emotional experience, then I would have the emotional capacity to help my son do the same. So it's all about learning how to feel your emotions so that you can build healthy relationships and teach your kids to do the same.
Wow, what a mission, what a message. It's so beautiful. And one I feel like a lot of parents really need right now because there's a lot of stuff to feel. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and our lives are very busy these days, very distracted in some ways. So tell us about your own mission. Why did you decide to help parents with this message?
Directly because of my own experience. So I went into parenting, like wanting to do things different than my parents with a little bit of knowledge that I had about what happens with trauma and development. So I went into parenting thinking that, emotions are not something that I wanted to allow because I didn't think they were good because of my growing up. And then when I got into becoming a parent, I was distracting and soothing and trying to reason with my son. And all of that stuff was trying to making me go crazy. And it wasn't allowing me to be the parent that I wanted to be. And there's kind of two folds to my breaking point. There was one moment where I was trying to put my son to bed and I was done with trying to distract him from his feelings. And then I just decided to allow him to have his emotions. And it totally changed my experience with parenting him. He was able to sleep properly, to cooperate, to listen. And then I was like, okay, the missing piece to parenting is feeling your emotions. But what happened was after 2 more weeks of me doing this, I became emotionally full and wasn't able to listen to his feelings anymore. And then that's when I went on my own journey of feeling my own feelings and realized that like most of the parents aren't doing this. And like started with my friends and I saw it online in chats and in different groups. And then I just thought it was really important because the parent-child's relationship, I feel like, is one of the most important relationships there is. And it's very impactful. When you start making changes there, then all the other relationships can change.
Oh, that's big. That's
Yeah.
really, really big and such an important message. So you've put all of this into a book, not just what you know and you've learned, but also your personal experiences are very much a part of this book.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about the writing of it. It must have felt at certain times vulnerable or scary. How did you embrace that? How did you move through it? What was that like?
Yeah, it's definitely very vulnerable. I had to do a lot of writing. The free writing really helped me move through a lot of emotions, but really like honing in on the practices that I'm teaching and doing it in my own life allowed me to write the book about what to do. I do something called the daily self-connection practice. So it's having time every day to inquire about my beliefs, find different ways to express myself so I can tap into emotional release and releasing them my releasing the emotions through my body. And then it's always allowing me to have the motivation to keep on going.
Amazing. I often say the book demands, our books, when we get into the writing process, demand certain things from us. And they really call us to be kind of the next level version of ourselves, which can feel really uncomfortable. And
Yeah.
yet you've embraced it at every phase, not just in the writing, but the publishing as well. I just think that's such a beautiful example for every aspiring author out there. What would you say to those authors that are kind of watching, go, well, I could never do that? Or That sounds really difficult. What would you say to them?
Feel your emotions, try to set up your lifestyle that supports you to continually feel your emotions, and start to get comfortable with having boundaries with people, blocking off your time so that you can have that time to dedicate to your mission, to the love that you're pouring out into your book. It's really important. You can do it if you're listening to me, because I'm like a stay-at-home mom, homeschooling mom. I found the time to do it. I feel if a stay-at-home mom could do it, I feel like anybody could do it.
It's amazing.
So
Truly
yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
So, what are you finding as this message starts getting out there? I know, far and wide, parents are definitely going to benefit from this, but what are you finding in your own work? I know you're starting to bring this movement to the world. How are parents responding?
Yeah, like some people, they just say the name of the book and they start crying. It's unreal. Like it's unreal that the amount of healing that is just in the front of the book. I'm just looking at it down there, and then also just like even in the first chapter. So I had a friend from the other side of the world call me today, and she was saying that she got through the first few chapters, and this is the book that she's been wanting to read her whole life. And she's just like couldn't believe that all the information that I've poured in there, and that it has all the different aspects of it, and it's like it's really beautiful. So I have that, and yeah, these are my friends, but it's also their parents too, right? And then I have people who aren't parents coming to me being like, can I read your book? Would this be helpful to me? Because like what you're saying kind of resonated with me, and people want to actually kind of make a village around parents to do this work. And it's not just parents that this book is going to be reaching, it's our whole village.
Oh my
So
gosh.
I find it's incredible. It's so inspiring.
Wow. Having
Yeah.
readers far and wide tell you things like, this is the book I've been waiting for my whole
Yeah.
life. That's
Mhm.
like every aspiring
Yeah.
author's dream.
Yeah, I actually, yeah, when I was listening to the message, I had to stop for a second and feel my emotions, because I was like, what? Like I wrote that. It came through me with this amazing team around me, obviously, but like yeah, I got to do that. And
So cool.
yeah, even if that was the only thing I offered, like I feel like I'm good. Like I did a good human job. Like this is a beautiful offering, and it's like, thank you.
Oh, such a beautiful offering, such a
Yeah.
beautiful offering. So you've been through the writing process, the editing, revision, the publishing process, but you've been through it rather quickly.
Yeah.
What's that experience been like? Because for most folks, it maybe doesn't go as fast. It can be a slower journey, but you've done it quite quickly. How does that whole thing feel?
For me, it felt necessary,
Mm.
because I find, as an experienced writer now, like when you're in it, you're in it. Like you're in the flow, and it's like I was wanting to not just get it done, but like have it flow through me so that it would make sense when people were reading it. So it's been wonderful, I guess, to keep me having a direction and a purpose in my life. But the fastness of it, I think it's that's just the way that it had to be in order to come out the way that it did.
Yeah, it's a beautiful finished product. Hold up the book so folks can see.
Yeah.
Different than your parents. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like it
Goodness.
has, oh,
It's so
yeah,
good. It's
it's
so
really,
good. How does it feel to hold your own book for the first time? You posted such a great video on social media kind of
I,
capturing that
I
experience.
I
What's
couldn't even believe it. Yeah, so I had gotten off a call with you, and then my son's like, "Oh, I wonder if your books came." And then we went to the door, and they were there, and it was just like it. Even just holding it now, like I haven't read it from page to page in here. I've read my manuscript obviously many times, but I'm reading my own book right now, and it feels like kind of out of body. I read
Mhm.
the words and I'm just like, wow, this person's writing something really good, right? But it's my book, and it's like it just yeah, it feels surreal. I'm
Yes.
still kind of feeling like I have a newborn baby, and yeah, and then I'm like sharing it with the world, and it's really cool. It's a really
That
cool
is
experience.
amazing. Yeah, that's a lot of folks describe it as surreal
Yeah,
because I think a lot of people don't realize, the transference of we take what's in your mind, in your heart, in your body, and it becomes a physical living thing in the world that people hold near and dear to them. It's such an
yeah,
incredible transference. You're experiencing that, you're living that. And then at the same time, like for myself, I want every single person to have that experience because it is so beautiful and
yeah.
awe-inspiring. But what would you say to folks that they feel either unworthy or they feel like you mentioned earlier, I don't have the time, I'm distracted, I'm too busy. What would you say to them about the journey, and is it worth it on the other side?
Wow, like 100% worth it. The journey will help you become more confident in yourself, kind of transform those negative beliefs. You will magically find all of this time to infiltrate your passion into your lifestyle, and it's worth it. So like all of the fear, I had posted a video today actually about this process, and every step of the way I had fear. And it's not like, because people tell me, oh, you're so fearless to do this. I'm like, listen, no, definitely not. Like I just feel fear all the time and I do it anyways. And
Yeah.
it's just like it allows you to just keep on going. And here we are. So it's totally worth it. It's to have that message in the world not only has helped it helped me in my own healing journey and stepping up into my life's purpose, but like to hear those words that other people are saying about the words that I wrote that's changing their lives. Like there's nothing like it. So yeah, like I don't mind being scared in order to help other people. I don't mind that. So it's worth it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. I love it.
Yeah.
So good. Well, so tell us a little bit about what can readers expect when they get your book and they sit down with your book. What are some of the key gems that they're going to get?
There's going to be a little bit of information about where parents are currently at and kind of set the scene of where we were raised and how we were raised, and kind of what every parent wants is the best for their child. And we want to be warm and compassionate and loving. But unfortunately, there's some ways that we were treated as children that kind of are stuck in our bodies. And the faster or sooner that we can address that and kind of make sense of those things, then we can become the parents that we want to be. So it really gets quite fast into that emotional release is the missing piece of kind of what's necessary, but it doesn't stop there. It goes right into explaining through a 3-part experiment of like having the mindset, the lifestyle, and the village that allow you to really live feeling your emotions like over and over again, to have that capacity to allow the children to do it. And then it's like these parents and children both doing that, and then both revealing their authentic selves and living connected together. So
Wow.
there's like, and it's filled with like thought-provoking ideas and maybe questions, reflective stuff, and it's just jam-packed. So it's worth the read.
It's a complete tool. It really is.
Yes.
And that's what I
Yeah.
love so much about your book is someone can pick
Yeah.
it up, be brand new to some of these ideas, but you really do hold the reader's hand and walk them through step by step what they need to know. It's
Yeah.
just such an amazing read in that way. I am curious of one thing for folks that, this idea of emotional release might be new or scary to them. How
Mhm.
would you describe it and invite them into this world?
Yeah. Emotional release is our natural ways to release stress. If you think about animals, when animals kind of get stressed out and scared, usually you'll see them shaking themselves off like until they're done, and then they kind of walk away and then they're done with the emotion. But the thing with humans is that we tend to not do that, and we go decades of storing all of these different emotions in our bodies. So the way that our bodies releases emotions, there's 5 different ways: through yawning, laughter, sweating, and then something tantruming would be shaking and sweating, and then the last one would be crying. So those are the ways that our bodies are releasing them, and you'll notice that in children. That's what children are doing, and what children are doing are they're releasing their emotions so they can make sense of their life and then come back to connecting with their truth. And that's what adults are having to do too.
It's
So
so important to embrace
yeah,
that, it feels like,
yeah,
because a lot of people don't want to go through experiences of crying or shaking right? It's like we feel those are negative responses. So a lot of
yeah,
people, they shun that and they don't
yeah.
allow themselves to experience it. So how do you get adults through that?
Yeah, so that's why I created this experience, because like especially with the first part, the hero mindset, it's just healing emotionally and reconnecting oneness. So it's like I found in my experience when I was maybe 6 months into my journey, I was like, oh, this is all about learning how to feel again. So I need to learn how to feel again. There's so many beliefs that are intertwined with don't feel your feelings, because there's so many rules about how you have to be. So the whole experience, the Hero Life Happy experience, which is the methodology that I outline in my book, it's allowing you to learn how to feel again. And I
So
think by reading the book, there will be an opportunity to have emotional release. I
yes,
wouldn't be surprised if people got to the end of the book and didn't have any. There would be, yeah,
that's the goal. That's the goal.
yeah,
We want this for every parent
yeah,
out there, really. And so you wrote this for them. It's dedicated for them. but now this is kind of your mission that you're taking into the world. What's next for Julie Marrast?
There are going to be course offerings and coaching opportunities coming up. So people can head to my website, hearlifehappy.com, for updates on that. And also I'm working locally with people. It seems like this group of parents that are here would love to meet up weekly and to have some sort of support. So
Ooh.
I'm looking into seeing how I could do that. And then paired with that, I do have a lot of people online that would be interested in that. So I would love to offer like a weekly parent support group as well. And the biggest thing is I want to offer space for listening to parents, so they have the opportunity to share what's it like right now as a parent. What are the struggles? What does it feel like to want to be a better parent, but not being able to? What type of village do they have right now? So kind of get the initial acute grief that the parents are carrying, give them a space to bring it so that they will be open to learning how to feel again.
Oh my gosh. Wow. That's so
Yeah.
exciting. Real people getting the book, feeling the book, living the book, and then getting to work with you. I can't imagine anything better. So I want to kind of end on this note. Is there anything you would love to share with your audience or with folks that are watching this? Anything about your message, who you are, what you hope for them in their own journey?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just a mom. I'm just a mom, like, or a human like everybody else. And I had a struggle, and I shared the struggle with people, and I learned how to overcome it. And I think everybody has a treasure of love within them, which is a struggle that whenever they overcome it, they're able to share it with other people. And this is just mine. And my mission is to create a healthy intergenerational village that is global, that is full of authentic relationships, that deeply supports parents and children so they can have deep connection, they can have a healthy relationship. And then I have this vision of seeing like this resilient society where not only parents and children are supported, but everyone is living with their needs met so they can live love.
Oh, wow.
So that's
Wow.
it.
I think y'all agree. This is an author on fire right here. I'm here for it. The vision, the message, the book. Julie, thank you so much for talking with us, and for most of all, pouring your heart and soul into this book and bringing it to the world. Because
Thank
without
you.
authors like you, man, it
Mhm.
would be a boring place to live, and not a very helpful world, not a very loving world. So you're definitely bringing that love to us. Thank you so much. We
Thank you.
are grateful for you. Readers watching this, here's what you need to do. Go buy the book, Different Than Your Parents, and read it, engage with it, share it. If it means something to you, it helps you, share it with others, and post a 5-star review. Let Julie know what you thought about it. Put it on Amazon, Goodreads, all the places. Those reviews mean so much to authors far and wide and really help us get our message out there. So, Julie, with that, I'm going to sign off for this episode, but thank you again for being with us. Readers, go get the book, and you know what to do. Follow Julie, support her message and mission. And as always, stay tuned for more Author on Fire episodes, because you can see we bring you the best of the best, most amazing authors you've ever seen. So keep watching and engaging, and we'll see you next time.